When was the last time you had a proper meal? Maybe earlier today. But for millions, that could have been yesterday, the day before, or even several days ago. Imagine not having a proper meal for that long. It's very disheartening to know that so many people go without a proper meal so many times. In 2018, 37 million people in the US experienced food insecurity at one time or another.
On the other hand, did you realize that a lot of cooked, unserved food is being thrown away every day? In fact, U.S. restaurants waste over 100 million tons of food. That's a lot of food. Have you thought about how this food could be made available to someone that does not get a meal on their own, especially on a cold night?
We spoke to a few restaurant owners in our neighborhood on how they can manage their food, and we were surprised to find out the amount of food they had to throw away. They wanted to do something better than that. This brings up a question. What if there's a way for restaurants to share their excess food with soup kitchens?
We believe we have a solution. Introducing RestShare. RestShare connects restaurant soup kitchens and volunteers. First, the restaurants can provide a list of extra food that's available to share. Next, the soup kitchens can request whatever food they need from the list. Lastly, volunteers can help out by carrying the food from restaurants to soup kitchens. RestShare will help millions of food insecure people get a meal from their soup kitchen that would otherwise have been thrown away.
To improve the experience and engage our stakeholders for a local rollout, we're working on some improvements to the initiative and adding new features to our app. We're proposing to register RestShare as a nonprofit that can solicit donations and grants for executing outreach and marketing program. As a pilot program, we'd like to get a few restaurants, soup kitchens, and volunteers on board so that we can refine the initiative. We also aim to make use of the donations for providing coordination and credits to volunteers.
As for the app itself, we are working to allow the stakeholders to set up their own login.
We're also enhancing the volunteer view so that volunteers can view their tasks at a glance, a map view so that they can get directions, and the ability to save their settings.
Based on your role, you can review your history of donations or your trips and export the details to claim tax benefit.
We also analyzed the competition. One competitor is franchise restaurants that may have some sort of donation sponsored by their corporate initiatives. For example, in New York City, Pret A Manger donates food as part of their own program. Another competitor is the local initiatives such as We Don't Waste, that have their own employees that do deliveries. But we believe our initiative has the potential for bigger reach as there are no limits to the number of restaurants or volunteers that can participate.
To excite and engage the volunteers, we plan to gamify the system and introduce a point system. Based on their trips, volunteers can earn credits and redeem them for free food or gifts. For volunteers that would require them, we plan to give them community service hours that can be used for an honor society. RestShare will also offer restaurants a way to advertise that they participate in our initiative as a way of showing their social responsibility.